So friends, in today's session, we will do advanced tax, TDS and TCS. In this session, slowly we will start with advanced tax. Okay, so in this 2 hours, 2.5 hours, we will do advanced tax. What is advanced tax? And what is TDS? And what is TCS? People feel that this is different tax. It is not different tax. It is actually way of paying income tax. Your income tax has to be paid in the PY plus in the AY. Means you earn income. When you earn income, that year is called as PY. And when you calculate tax on that income, that is called as AY. I have used the word calculate tax, not pay tax. Paying tax is different, calculating is different. When you pay tax, PY plus AY. And when you calculate only in the AY, because that's when you can calculate. I told you that on the last day of the PY also one can earn income. So one doesn't know how much his income is till the end of the PY. So all calculation will take place in the AY. But on the other hand, government cannot say that we will collect tax only in the AY. So tax is collected in the PY as well. In short, it is called as pay as you earn scheme. Which scheme? Pay as you earn. More and more you earn, you keep on paying. Then what do you do in AY? In AY, you just calculate exact tax and pay the difference. Or if you have paid extra, you get the refund. That is what happens. So this system you should understand. People feel that advance tax is different, TDS is different, TCS is different, income tax is different. It is not like that. Actually, this advance tax, TDS, TCS are nothing but modes of collecting income tax. Getting it? So advance tax, TDS, TCS. These three you can see now. These three are prepaid. Which taxes? Prepaid. Why they are prepaid? For the PY paid in the PY. So they are called as prepaid. And self-assessment tax, it is paid in AY. It is paid in AY. Advance tax, TDS, TCS, they are paid in, yes, these three when they are paid, advance tax, TDS, TCS, they are paid in PY. They are paid in PY. Clear the meaning of advance tax, TDS, TCS. TDS to be understood few days back. Because we were trying to understand non-compliance in TDS. But first we understood what is TDS. But today also again we will focus. First let's understand this with example. Okay. So there is Mr. A who has tax liability of 4 lakhs for AY 25-26, which is relevant to PY 24-25. So when this liability is calculated, this liability is calculated in the AY. So during PY 24-25, he has paid advance tax of 2,50,000. How did he pay advance tax? On estimated basis. Because actual liability he will understand in the AY. So on estimated basis, he paid 2.5 lakhs. Various people, customers, did his TDS of 60,000. So his total prepaid tax is 3,10,000. Now, when he calculates his liability of how much? His liability is 4 lakhs. When he calculates his liability of 4 lakhs, there will be shortfall. Shortfall of how much? There will be shortfall of 90,000. This 90,000 will be paid in the form of self-assessment tax. So in short, in our example, what has happened? Advance tax is 2,50,000. TDS and TCS together is 60,000 and self-assessment tax is 90,000, where total tax liability was 4 lakhs. So see, this is income tax liability. It is discharged by way of various modes, that is advance tax, TDS, TCS, SAT, self-assessment tax. And now this whole story you will explain to government by filing ITR. Now you will file income tax return telling you how did you get liability of 4 lakhs, how that 4 lakhs was actually paid. This whole story you will tell government by filing ITR. That's why ITR is filed in the AY. Now say means, just as an example, in above case TDS was 2 lakhs instead of 60,000. If TDS was 2 lakh, means TDS, if that was 2 lakh, you know advance tax is 2 lakh 50,000. So total you would have paid 4 lakh 50,000. But you know your actual liability is only 4 lakhs. So no problem. You will be given refund. You will be given refund of 50,000. See, you will be given a refund of 50. So that's why many people feel that ITR means return. You will get return. No, ITR is a document that is filed in both the cases. There could be tax payable also. There could be refund also. You file ITR. Okay. So this is about your advance tax, TDS, TCS basic concept. But I have not yet told you when advance tax will become applicable. What will happen if you don't pay advance tax? That is the agenda of this session. So, to whom advance tax is applicable? So, advance tax, not that everyone will pay. That person will pay whose advance tax liability, whose which liability? Advance tax liability is 10,000 or more for a year. Now, what is advance tax liability? See. So, now my question to you is, when are advance tax provisions applicable? When are advance tax provisions applicable? See, simple, there are two possibilities. One, what are we discussing? Applicability. There are simple two possibilities. One possibility, you are resident. You know special provisions for whom? Resident. Yes, you are resident senior citizen. Possibility number one. Possibility number two, you are not resident senior citizen. All of you know definition of senior citizen: age 60 or more than 60 in the PY. If you are not resident senior citizen, then advance tax is applicable. Then advance tax is applicable if advance tax payable is more than or equal to rupees, how much? 10,000 for PY, for the PY. So what is but this advance tax payable? Why you are not saying income tax payable? And why you are saying advance tax payable? Because advance tax payable means total tax payable. What is the meaning of advance tax payable? Advance tax payable means literally how much you had to pay. So advance tax payable is total income tax payable. Total income tax payable less TDS slash TCS. That is called as advance tax payable. Clear? Got it? Now, when is resident senior citizen, then government says we don't want to trouble with provisions of advance tax. But there are two possibilities in this. Having PGBP, having PGBP, and second is not having PGBP. So advance tax provisions are not applicable. If PGBP, that senior citizen does not have, PGBP if senior citizen does not have advance tax is not applicable. But if he has PGBP, if that senior citizen is a businessman and if he's a businessman and advance tax is more than or equal to 10,000, then advance tax provisions are applicable. Simple. We don't want to trouble those senior citizens who just have pension, FD interest, HP interest, means HP income. We don't want to trouble them. But whom we will not leave? We will not leave those senior citizens who are having business. This is applicability. Did you all understand? Applicability. Yes or no? If applicability is clear, go ahead. If these provisions become applicable, then what to do? Then start paying advance tax on estimated basis. Of course, you will understand actual liability only in the AY, but you have to start paying tax in the PY. So it will be on estimated basis. Okay, how you are supposed to pay? It is to be paid in 4 installments. How many installments? 4. For all, advance tax is to be paid in 4 installments. Advance tax is payable in 4 installments. Can I tell you what installments? On or before. On or before. See, 4 installments means quarterly. Financial year or previous year starts in April. So April, May, June, on or before 15th of June, on or before 15th of September, on or before 15th of December, on or before 15th of March. June, September, December, March. Easy to remember? And every month 15th. 15th June, September, December, March. How much I should pay? Percentage of advance tax. Means percentage of total advance tax payable. How much you should pay? 15%. Only 15. Then 45, 75, 100. So government says complete your 100% payment of tax. 100% payment of tax you should complete by 15th of March. So remember please, 15, 45, 75, 100. clear. They have given this provisions. They have made it compulsory. Means it will not be for entertainment. If you don't pay in time, then if you don't pay in time, or if you don't pay at all, there will be some interest. Don't pay in time means if there is shortfall. Shortfall means first installment, how much is payable? 15. If you pay less, you'll have to pay interest. Interest for how many months? 3 months. Which 3 months? 15th June to 15th September. Next time, how much you have to pay? 45. If you pay less than, again interest. For how many months? 3 months. 15th September to 15th December. Again, you have to pay 75%. If you pay less than, interest for how many months? 3 months. Till March. And finally, in March, on 15th March, you should have paid 100%. If you pay less, interest. For how many months? 1 month. Why 1 month? Till 31st March. So, sir, till 31st March, so it is only 16 days. But you have to calculate interest at 1% per month or part thereof. Again, per month or part thereof. That's why it is till 31st March considered as 1 month. But sir, then what will happen if what continues? The delay continues beyond 31st March also. That will be a doubt. Means what? 1 lakh rupees was advance tax payable. Out of 1 lakh, I have paid 80,000 till 15th March. Then how much is yet to be paid? 20,000. What is the guarantee that I paid 20,000 on 31st March? No guarantee. I paid 20,000 on 31st May. Now what has to be done? There is a delay beyond 31st March also. How much is the delay? 2 months. For that different interest is calculated. But what interest I am discussing right now gets over on 31st March and 1st April till actual date of payment, a different interest is calculated. So we are going to learn about 3 interests. Interest of 234 A, B, C. But first I have to learn C, then I have to learn B, then A. I'll go in the reverse sequence. Why? You will understand. So you understood this. This note copy. Already we discussed this note while doing your 44 AD and ADA. Yes, these people, now you will understand the complete meaning. These people in 44 AD and 44 ADA will pay advance tax only in one last installment. Please copy this note as it is. Copy this note as it is. Check in your 44 AD and ADA, we have written this. At that time, you wouldn't have understood 100%. Assessee is opting for 44 AD and 44 ADA presumptive taxation need not pay advance tax in 4 installments. That's the facility for them. No headache of 4 installments. Pay only in last installment. Last installment means which? 15th March. Just copy this note. Done. In short, one presumptive taxation is left here, which is left 44 AE. AE people will have to pay advance tax in 4 installments as usual. Now, consequences of not paying advance tax within time. As I discussed, rate of interest is, friends, you know, time is ticking. Rate of interest is 1% what? Per month or part thereof. Okay, let's see now. This is something, this point is put to trouble you. Listen carefully. In first installment, how much you had to pay? 15% of total tax. That continues 15%, but interest becomes applicable. Interest becomes applicable if you have not paid at least 12%. Means you can escape by paying exact 12%. Then interest will not become applicable. But if you have paid less than 12%, then interest becomes applicable, considering that you should have paid 15%. So you should understand play between 15 and 12. For you to escape interest, you should have paid at least 12%. Got it? Second installment, second installment is of 45%. But if you want to escape interest, you may have just paid 36%. I'll show you how to observe this in the questions. How to apply this in the interest calculation questions, I'll show you. So you will say, why not, instead of 15%, we will remember 12% only. And instead of 45%, we will remember 36. It's not that. You'll have to remember both. Because when shortfall will have to be calculated, it will have to be calculated considering that you should have paid 15% slash 45%. I'll show you now. And third installment 75, and you should check 75 only. And last installment 100, you should check 100 only. So what happened actually? Advance tax provision is made separately, and interest for shortfall and advance tax is made separately. These two provisions are separate, and we have to do combined reading of both. That's why this complication. But I'll show you now what happens. See the ILU one on page 143. All of you on ILU 1. See, Lakshmi is there, who has advance tax payable of 10 lakhs. Who has advance tax payable of 10 lakhs, not total income. In exam, they can give you total income. On total income, you might have to calculate tax. From tax, you might have to minus TDS to get advance tax payable. But I have directly given you advance tax payable. She has paid advance tax as follows. On 15th June, friends, 15th June, how much you should pay at least? 15%. What is 10 lakh into 15%? 1,50,000. But how much you have paid? 1 lakh. You have paid only 10%. 1 lakh divided by 10 lakh into 100. You have paid at only 10%. Means you have not paid at least 12%. So dash is applicable. Interest is applicable. Now when interest is applicable, it will be applicable on 1,50,000 minus 1 lakh. Not 1,20,000 minus 1 lakh. 1,50,000 minus 1 lakh. What is the amount on which interest is applicable? 50,000. Take on your calci 50,000 into 1% into 3 months. Don't do into 3 by 12. It is 1% per month. So what is 1,000? Sure. What you did? 50,000 into 1% into 3 months. 1,500. Do you agree? Do you agree? On 14th September. Now what was next slab? 15% and 45%. Friends, you should have paid 4 lakh 50,000. Make that mistake which everyone makes. How much have you paid? 5 lakhs. 5 lakhs. 45 is cumulative. 45 is till. You should have paid 4 lakh 50,000 till 15th September. And till 15th September, you have paid first 1 lakh and this 4 lakhs. Cumulative till date. So actually on 14th September, you paid 4 lakhs. On 14th, you paid 4 lakhs, but earlier you had paid 1 lakh. So till date, you had paid. So actually, shortfall is 0. There is no shortfall, there is no interest. And neither government will pay you. Don't expect government to pay you. Clear? No, did not understand. Till that date, you should have paid 45%. So till that date, you should have paid 4 lakh 50,000. But till that date, you have paid 5 lakhs. Because earlier 1 lakh and now you have paid 4 lakhs. This 4 lakh is freshly paid. So earlier was 1 lakh. Okay, next. Now see where is December? Is it printing mistake? No. In December, I did not pay. I did not have funds. I did not pay in December. So no problem. But payable to was there. 15, 45, 75. Calculate 75% of 10 lakhs. So I should have paid in December 7 lakh 50,000. But how much I have paid? 5 lakhs. Very good. So what is the shortfall? Yes, so 2 lakh 50,000 into 1% into 3 months. 7,500. And lastly, on or before 15th March, how much I should have paid? 100%. So I should have paid full 10 lakhs. But how much I have paid? First 5 lakh. Next 4 lakh 50,000. I have paid 9 lakh 50,000. What is the shortfall? So 50,000 into 1% into 1 month. How much? 500. Calculate total interest. 9,000? Bas, that's it. That's your final answer. This is your 234C. Check. Take the total. I don't know why we have not taken. We have taken the total. Then it makes sense. Okay, now please do one thing. Do it systematically. What systematically? Always when you have to calculate interest under 234C, you will make these columns. What columns? See if it makes sense. Computation of interest under 234C for AY 25, 26 relevant to PY 24, 25. What column, sir? Installment. First column is installment. Which installment? That we are discussing in first column. Second column, this is ideal. How much was payable? This is ideal. This is actual. How much is paid? And this is shortfall. Ideal minus actual. And last column is interest. Go ahead. I'll not disturb you. on or before. Okay, someone pays on 18th September, then it will be treated as paid in the installment of December. If someone pays on 18th September, means after 15th September, it will be considered as paid for December. I hope you have given the heading. ILU 1, page 143, fresh page, advanced tax, TDS, TCS. Maybe by today's day end also, we will not complete this topic of TDS. Maybe. Even if we sit till 4, we won't be able to complete. So deep is the topic. Tell me once you get 9,500. That will be total interest. Why is interest payable in first quarter? Means it is payable in first quarter because you have not paid at least 12%. And why it is not payable in second quarter? Because you have paid at least 36%. Till what point have you reached? 15th September quarter. Can you ask me doubt? What is the doubt? When? What is the doubt? You can ask. Don't be shy. June, September, December, March. 15, 45, 75, 100. Cumulative figures. Have you digested? Well, write that note also. What note? Why is interest charged? If it was exact 1,20,000 paid in first installment, interest would have been 0. Even though there was shortfall of 30,000, interest would have been 0. So how we are going? Reverse. 234 C we have done. So once you complete this, we will do 234 P and then 234 A. Have you? May I? In our example, can you see how much is not paid till 15th March? 50,000 is not paid. But one who thinks will immediately have one thought that, sir, we have covered interest only till 31st March. What about interest after that? What about delay after that? What is the guarantee that we are paying on 31st March? We are not paying this 50,000 on 31st March also, I am sure, because we don't know only our liability. We will understand our liability only in the AY. So somewhere in the AY we will pay. So now for delay in the AY, we will calculate interest under 234B. That's why I'm going in the reverse order. First C, then B. C will cover only for interest in the PY. B will cover for interest in the AY. So say I pay this on 15th May. So April, May, 2 months delay. 15 days, see, even 1 day is calculated as 1 month because per month or part thereof. Such stringent wordings. So see, that is 234 B. So what is the heading? Consequence of tax remaining payable as on 31st March of the PY. You'll have to pay interest under 234 B. But one good news is that good news for assessees and bad news for you, because you will have to remember one more thing, that this interest will not apply if you have paid at least 90%. Again, this interest will not apply if you have paid at least 90%. Means currently you have paid 9,50,000 out of exactly, which is equal to what percent? 95%. So don't calculate interest of 234B. You get moksha from that. You get exemption from that. If you have paid at least, government says you are a genuine person. You tried to cover 90% or more. So we have no right of charging you interest. This is not intentional issue. Intentionally you are not withholding the tax with you. Intentionally you are not paying less. It's a calculation mistake. That's what government will say. So that's fine. If you have paid 90% or more than 90%, we are not charging you any interest. So see, in the above ILU, just observe, leave it. In the above ILU, Mrs. Lakshmi's total advance tax paid is 9,50,000 out of 10 lakhs. That is at least, that is 95%, means at least 90%. So interest will not be charged. Giving you another ILU, say in ILU of Lakshmi, Last installment was 3 lakhs instead of 4,50,000. Means actually her total advance tax will become how much? Exactly. Her total advance tax paid will become 8 lakhs out of 10 lakhs. That means she has paid only 80%. That is less than 90%. Now please calculate interest on 2 lakhs. Entire 2 lakhs. 2 lakhs into 1% per month into how many months? You have paid on 15th August 25. April, see, till 31st March, you have already covered. April, May, June, July, August. 5. Student will be tempted to do this. Don't do this. It's 1% per month. What is the amount? 10. As simple. Please write this solu. This is ILU 3, page 144, I think. Yes. Please complete this. Give a thought to this. This completes your 234 P. Today we will sit till 4. 3:45 to 4. So that maximum TDS we can complete. TDS has got 26 provisions. TDS has got 26 provisions. TCS has got about 5 provisions. Very deep topics. First thing that people will ask you is percentage of TDS when they know that you are studying tax. ILU 3, page 144. First prove. A weak-hearted student will not prove that why 234B applies. First prove why it applies. Advance tax paid is less than 90%. Where are we now? Logical sequences CBA. C, 234C, then 234B. Now we will go to 234A. A is illogical. C and B we can understand that we are paying late to government. So government is taking compensation in the form of interest. That is fine. But A is not justified in my opinion. A is you are filing ITR late. You are filing ITR late, no? It's actually not causing any financial loss to government. ITR is doing what? Giving information of taxes paid and taxes payable. But anyways, on that also interest is charged. Fees is also there, late fees. When you go to filing of ITR topic, you will understand 234F. One late fee is also there of 1000 rupees slash 5000 rupees. If your total income exceeds 5 lakh, then this late fee is 5000. If your total income is less than 5 lakh, this late fee is 1000 under 234F. But apart from that, there is an interest of 234A. So check this interest of 234A. This next one is 234A. This interest is again 1% per month, for which the delay continues beyond due date of filing ITR. I have told you yesterday due dates of filing ITR. Beyond that, it will be computed on tax payable as on 31st March. So see Lakshmi's example. Same, Lakshmi's example continues. ILU 4. Due date of filing ITR of Mrs. Lakshmi is 31st July 2025. Considering the original case where the amount of tax payable as on 31st March 25 was 50,000, compute the interest payable under section 234A, given that she has filed ITR on 8th August. So what's the delay? Delay is no. Delay I want from due date of filing ITR. What was due date of filing ITR? It's given here 31st July. So delay is 8 days. 8 days means 1 month. Why will you calculate from April? You will calculate from due date of filing ITR. So it's 1 month. 50,000 into 1% last bench into 1 month. 500. Any doubt? So 234C, B, A. All covered? Now, go to special provisions. There are some incomes which government says you get randomly. You cannot estimate them. See, if it's my business, I may be able to estimate what profit I will make. If it is my dividend income, I may be able to estimate how much dividend I will get. But government says you are not able to estimate two things: casual incomes and CG, capital gains. So they are kind enough to say that you will consider them for purpose of advance tax payable. You will consider them from next slab. Means what? See, if there is some capital gain that I am getting, say in the month of July, then first installment is already gone. That is of 15th June. So I will consider advance tax on that with effect from September's installment. Because when did I earn it? July. So one installment is already gone. So I will consider that income only for next 3 installments. If I would have earned After 15th September, I will consider for remaining 2 installments. If I win after, or if I win, whatever, after uh, December 15th December, then I will consider only for 1 installment. And if I win after 15th March, then I have to pay by 31st March. Okay, so see, advance tax is payable by assessee on his or her total income, which includes CG and casual income, like lottery, crossword. But I will tell you, mostly on lottery, crossword, there will be no tension. Because when you win lottery, crossword, flat is there, very good. Opposite party will do your TDS at flat 30%. And your tax payable is also 30%. So mostly this will not make any impact. Because advance tax payable will remain almost same. Because total tax payable minus TDS is advance tax. And you know, if I won lottery of 1 lakh, then on that TDS is 30,000. So total tax payable increases by 30 and it decreases by 30 because TDS is 30. Only cess increases. If you are smart enough, you will understand that my total tax payable will be tax plus surcharge plus cess. But TDS is only at 30%, not 30 plus cess. So that increase, that increases, nothing else. I am telling you analysis, nothing else. Since it is not possible for assessee to estimate CG or income from lottery, etc., what is the proviso? If any such income arises after due date of any installment, then entire amount of tax payable on such CG or casual income should be paid in remaining installment of advance tax which are due. Where no such installment is due because you are earning after 15th of March, then you will pay by 31st. And no interest liability on late payment would arise if entire tax liability is so paid. So paid means in this fashion. So in next session, we will take one sum on this. How interest is calculated when you get any LTCG, STCG or winning from lotteries, crossword puzzles, etc. This completes our advanced tax subject to 1 to sums. Subject to means 1 to sums we'll do in next session. I want to take it from final level to it. Next subtopic is TDS, not TDS, TDS, tax deducted at source. Pay attention. Pay attention. I am going to put some names here. I think I told you that day also. Payer is say Saint Miraz. That is one of the college in which I am visiting faculty. Pay is I am the pay. Nature of payment is professional fees. They have to pay me professional fees of say 5 lakhs. They will not pay full 5 lakhs. What they will do? TDS. Very good. They will do TDS. They will do TDS at what percent? Who told you this percent? I told. Who told me the percent? So point is section 194J told me. So now you have to know the source of that percentage. Which fees it is, which nature of payment it is, professional fees, on which TDS was at 10%. So my point is very simple. It's now time for you, this goes in my bank. This 50,000 goes to government and is eventually comes in pays income tax account. My point is, you should now understand why 10%. You should now understand why TDS was done in this case. So you should understand few points. What points you should understand? The points which I have circled. What points I have circled? One, not circled, sometimes other shape also. One is, you should understand nature of payment. Means, if that St. Mira's college is paying rent, then will TDS apply? You are accountant with that college. You should be able to decide. Your client is paying some interest to bank. Will TDS apply? Your client is paying for some contract. Will TDS apply? Your client is paying some commission. Will TDS apply? So all these questions you should be able to resolve. You will be able to do that when you understand which all sections cover which all nature of payments. So one, you should know on which type of payments TDS is applicable. Second, you should know who is the payer. Third, you should know who is the payee. Fourth, you should know exceeding what amount TDS becomes applicable. For small payments, TDS is not applicable. Fifth, you should know at what rate TDS should happen. Sixth, you should know. So this 10% you should be able to identify that, okay, you should be able to identify, yes, because it's a professional fees, there was a TDS at 10%. So that is the job now, because you know now the concept of TDS. We discussed it while doing PGBP, that why TDS should happen, how it gives rise to white income. Now I cannot hide what I cannot hide. I cannot hide this 5 lakhs because government already knows before me telling them. Because who has told them? My payer only has told them. Payer only told government that this assessee has income of 5 lakhs. So now payee cannot do anything. Payee can't say I will just hide it. Before me telling government, government tells me this is the income. Getting it? Then you will say why then file the return, do time pass. 5 lakh is gross. I would have spent some, I would have done some expenses to earn that. So I should take its deduction and tell them what is my PGBP, and then tell them I want to go in 115 BSc or I want to be out of that. And this is income of one source. There could be so many such sources. So I should combine and tell them what is my GTI. Some students would have directly paid me fees without doing my TDS. That information also I should give to the government. So self assessment. I will file my ITI. Otherwise, so you will say everything is happening smoothly. But friends, TDS is done by them at what percent? 10. Is 10% my rate of tax? No, because I am supposed to pay tax as per slabs, and that too on my total income. So 10% and my tax payable has got no relation with each other. Then you will say why 10%? Who decided 10%? Some percentage had to be decided. So 10 is decided. It could have been anything. They have decided 10. Why it could have been anything? Is that St. Mira's my employer? No, they don't know my other incomes. Getting it? So this is what? Professional fees. So in short, government will give you direction that TDS should be done at what percentage. In all the sections, only one section is such where government has not given you direct percentage of TDS. Otherwise, in all cases, they will tell you directly TDS should be at what percent. Headache is you have to remember all of them. But good thing is we will do family. What family? Same percentage at one place. See, I'll tell you one by one. So understanding and analyzing above factors with help of table. Start. We have already made tables. No need to take tension. First is what? First is what? TDS in case of salary. Most painful for employees. That when employee gets salary, it is after TDS. Tax deduction at source. So employee can't do any, he can't do any type of evasion because already he has got salary after doing TDS. In hand, package is different. Package is different. In hand is different. Why? Because of TDS. Okay. So what is section 192? It is TDS on salary. This is such a section where TDS percentage is not given. This is the section I'm talking about. Because employer has access to all the income details of employee. So what employer is told? Employer is told to do TDS equal to tax payable by employee. So everyone sitting in the room, if you all are my employees, TDS percentage for each one of you will be different. Why? Because everyone's income is salary is different and everyone's tax is different. So your tax payable is equal to my liability of TDS. So see, what is the normal rate of TDS? Average rate of tax computed on the basis of rates in force. So I should ask my employee, dear employee, are you going for 115 BAC or are you going out? I should ask him. When I should ask him? In the month of April. See, I will tell you example. And when should TDS be done? At the time of payment of salary. And who is liable to do this TDS? Word this, use this, read this. Which employer? Any means what? Company, HUF, AOP, BOI, individual, cooperative society, firm. Doesn't make difference. Any employer. Making salary payment to whom? Individual employee. Okay, so I will give you one example. Take down few figures. This is example of section. Yes. Example of section 192. All of you with me? Example of 192. So TDS means it starts from 192. Mr. X is paid. Mr. X is paid basic salary plus other monetary benefits of rupees 1,85,000 per month. 1,85,000 per month. Compute basic salary plus other monetary benefits of 185 per month. Compute his TDS per month, assuming there are no other elements of salary. There are no what? Other elements of what? Salary. And I want to tell you one more thing. And Mr. X is paying tax. Under section 115 BS. you are accountant in this company, where Mr. X is employee. You have to decide his TDS per month based on your knowledge of section 192. So what you will do? Acha, who told you that 115 BAC? Employee. You should take employee's permission, because whose liability it is? Employee. You are liable to pay him 185, but now you will not pay him 185. You will pay him 185 minus TDS. So you are playing with whose tax? You are playing with employee's tax. So you should ask him that, do you want to go for 115 BSc or you want to opt out? If he says opt out, then you should take declaration from him of his investment, so that you can give him effect of ATC and all deduction. Okay, and then only giving declaration is not sufficient. At the end of the financial year, you will ask him politely, give me proof of investment. And if you can't take proof of investments, then you will not allow those deductions. When? In which month? Last month of PY, you will not allow those deductions. You will not allow means your tax liability will increase. And now extra tax will have to be done in the last month. That's why if you observe, employees are in tension in last month, because they have to give all these proofs. So if they do fake declaration, when? In the starting of the FY, if they do fake declaration, then it is problem at the end. Getting it? Because TDS will increase. Let's see. I hope you got what I'm saying. Yes, no? Okay. Friends, are you alive? Okay, good. Alive means mentally. Here, I hope you have not gone in world of dosas and idlis and medu vadas to be had in the breakfast. No, no? Okay. So, write down. First of all, what you will say is computation of what? Computation of tax liability of whose tax liability? Computation of tax liability of Mr. X for AY. We will do for our AY 25, 26 relevant to PY 24, 25. Agreed? Say yes. Relevant to PY 24, 25, which is equal to tax to be deducted at source by whom? By employer. Under which section? Under section 192 of Income Tax Act. Heading is clear? Yes, sir, absolutely. Heading is so clear. Particulars, amount in terms of rupees. What option we have? A point. Jump. Can you jump? How? 0 to 15 lakhs. I hope you know this jump. 0 to 15 lakh is, see, your income tax student. You should now not be tension about this such small points. I am just telling you, 0 to 3 lakhs, no tax. 3 lakhs to 7 lakh, tax was at 5%. 7 lakh to 10 lakh, on that 3 lakh, thank you, tax was at 10%. 10 lakhs to 12 lakhs, on that 2 lakhs, tax was at 15%. 12 lakhs to 15 lakhs, on that 3 lakhs, tax was at 20%. So take the total. This total I am talking about. This jump I am talking about. But looking at your facial expressions, I thought I should explain you this jump. You should be now boosting with confidence. isn't it? Say yes. 15 lakhs and above 15 lakhs at dash percent. Uh-huh. Above 15 lakhs at dash percent. 30%. What is above 15 lakhs? Acha, did you calculate salary? You did not calculate only. Friends, what did you do? You did not calculate salary only. You did not remind me also. What people you are? Basic salary slash GTS. 185 into 12. I think it is 22 lakh 20,000. Less. See, this subject is going on for you. If you feel anything, you should tell me immediately. I am just helping you. I am moderator between government and you and ICA. What is 2220 minus 75? Because you are in 115 BSc, so you are taking standard deduction of 75,000. This is your NTS slash GTI slash total income. So simple it is. So 21 lakh 45,000 minus 21 lakh 45,000 minus 15 lakhs into 30%. May I know? 1 lakh. This is the Josh I am talking about. Therefore, total 333 500. Add health and education cess at 4%. Can you now tell me what is your total? So employer knows this is your total tax. 3 lakh. This is your total tax for the full year. This is the total tax, which total tax is equal to TDS, but this TDS is for full year. It will not be done at once. So what will be TDS each month? So TDS each month will be done of 3,46,840 divided by 12. 28,903. This is pain. This is pain for the employee, because employee will have a notion in his mind that is salary, that is package is 22 lakh 40,000. So he is actually in hand, he is getting how much, you know? In hand per month, you know, is how much? 1,85,000 minus 28,903. 1,56,009. Okay, 09. This is per month takeaway. This much he can enjoy. But at the end, in the AY, what will happen? In the AY, he will be relieved, employee, because in the AY, he will file ITR, and in ITR, self assessment tax will be 0. I told you now in the beginning that no CA will like to file ITR of salaried employee, because his stat is 0. Because everything is done by HR department of his employer. HR department will calculate his liability and pay exactly that much as TDS. Usually that is expected to be done. But if this employer has some capital gains, this employer has some HP, and he does not tell this to his employer, then he can have SAT. So in today's day, like after that COVID, everyone was investing in stock market till yesterday, right? Till this fall. So everyone was having some type of capital gain, capital loss because of shares, dealing in shares of listed companies. So maybe then CA would have some work of doing that STCG, LTCG of 111A and 112A. Then it is bit challenging, but still, if he doesn't have those transactions also, then his SAT would be always 0. If he is opting means opting out of 115 BSE, when means in AY can he shift? Yes, means originally his rough calculations are done by the employer in one of the different way. So I will modify your question. If in 115 BSE, first he told his employer that I want to be in 115 BSE, and accordingly calculation is done. But afterward he realizes what is better is opting out of 115 BSE. So can he change it in the AY? That is the question. At the time before filing ITR. Yes. Because this is just all happening on estimated basis. Actually, what can happen? His package can increase in between. His salary can increase in between. He may not do some things. Okay. Then what will happen? His TDS will keep on changing. I can't say increasing, but it will keep on changing. That's what I told you now, that if he's opting out of 115 BSE, but and in the beginning of the year in full Josh, he's saying I'll do investment of 1.5 lakh. But if he does not do and give the proof, then his taxable income will increase, tax liability will increase, and employer would have done some amount for first 11 months. In month of March, he'll have to do a more TDS. But picture should be like this: tax payable by employee for the PY should be equal to TDS done by the employee. Okay. If someone doesn't give declaration and says I don't have any investment, and he opts out of 115 BSE, then more TDS will happen. But eventually, if he does investments, then when he file ITR, he will get refund. So all these possibilities are there. In short, what TDS is done is not a final liability, though it is expected to be. But this ideal situation may happen, may not happen. This actually should happen, but it may happen, may not happen. This will usually happen. Clear? Nice. This completes our 192. Go to next. So one thing I will do in this topic, I will keep on putting stars out of 5. 5 being most important, 1 being least important. And for some I'll give half stars also, 3.5 also, like that. So if I talk about salary, you can give 2 stars. Because eventually last bench, you are going to have so many provisions that to what to give importance in TDS, that's going to become critical. And one provision and other provision are not dependent on each other. Means, see, in HP what happened? HP topic. You may know the format or you may not know the format. There are only 2 possibilities. Here it may happen that how TDS is happening on contract payment, you know, but you don't know TDS on rent. So both are mutually exclusive. All are different provisions. That's why what I'm doing, for a change I'm giving it stars on the basis of importance. So while revising you understand to focus more on which provision. So I'll give half star to next, or 1 or half. 192A, premature withdrawal from employee provident fund, means within 5 years you're taking out money from your RPF, then it is fully, it is taxable. Then that provident fund, the one who is managing that PF, will do your TDS. At what percent? At 10%. When they will do? If the payment amount exceeds or is equal to 50,000. When they will do? At the time of making payment. Next, 193 will get 2 stars. What is it? Interest on securities means what? Securities means financial instruments, debentures, not shares, because shares will get dividend. So that will be 194. There will be dividend on shares, not interest. Point is clear? So interest on security. What is the rate of TDS? 10%. Okay. See, what is the threshold? Only one threshold you keep in mind. If it's a debentures, then threshold is 5,000. Means if debenture interest exceeds 5,000, TDS should happen at 10%. If debenture interest is 6,000, TDS will happen on entire 6,000. That is the meaning of threshold. Threshold means beyond that, if the amount goes, then the law is applicable on entire amount. That is the meaning of threshold. Actually, 3 limits we discussed in income tax. Understand? 3 limits I am discussing in income tax. Don't assume that you know them. 1, 2, 3. 1 is exemption limit. What is 1? Exemption limit. 1 is ceiling limit. 1 is threshold limit. So you know threshold limit is for applicability. Threshold limit is for what? Applicability of provision. Means what? If advance tax payable is 10,000 or more, then advance tax provisions will apply. Threshold. If amount paid in cash in excess of 10,000 on a single day to a single person is done for expense, then that amount gets disallowed. Threshold. If gifts are received in monetary terms from non-relative in excess of 50,000 in a year, then entire amount becomes taxable. All these limits are threshold limits. Many more could be examples. So wherever applicability of law is involved, those limits are threshold. Ceiling means what? Ceiling limits are mostly applicable where deductions are to be given. Means your particular deduction cannot exceed so and so amount. That is called as ceiling limit. So these are basically deductions cannot exceed this. Deductions cannot exceed this. Example, mediclaim 25,000 / 50,000. Example 24B in case of interest on borrowed capital, self-occupied property. And last one is Exemption limits. What are the exemption limits? HRA is exempted up to least of 3. Children education allowance, hostel expenditure allowance, leave encashment, gratuity, pension. These are all what? Exemption limits. Okay, na? Clear? So just for long term, I gave you this. So I'll go ahead. So this is which limit in TDS? Threshold. So law becomes applicable. Oosh. I totally forgot. Law becomes applicable as soon as amount exceeds threshold limit. In this example, 5,000. And then when you should do TDS? When you should do TDS? What is discussed? At the time of credit to the account of the payee, or at the time of making payment, whichever is earlier. If you have seen till now, it was different. Everywhere at the time of payment it was said. Now what is this in between only? That two dates are given, whichever is earlier. What exactly are we talking about? See what I want to tell you. I'll just give you example, okay? Example of time of deduction. Example of time of deduction of tax at source under section 193. So why I am so interested in 193? Because whenever such clause comes, whenever such clause is used, which clause? At the time of credit or at the time of making payment, whichever is earlier. You have to visualize this. Tell me what's the accounting entry? You have a company, your company's name is ABC Limited. So ABC Limited pays ABC Limited pays interest on debentures rupees 6,000 to Mr. X, your accountant in this company. What entry do you pass? Suppose on 1st April 2024, this interest becomes payable. See, there are two things. When it becomes payable and when it is actually paid. On 1st April 2024, it becomes payable. So at that time, you pass the entry, interest is your expense. So interest account, debit, how much? 6,000. To what friends? To Mr. X, or you can call it to interest payable. I don't mind. To Mr. X, how much? No, that's what they want to tell. 5,400 and 2 exactly TDS payable 600. This is important. 6,000 into 10%, and to Mr. X 6,000 minus 600. This is important. So when is tax to be deducted at source? At the time of credit. See, you are crediting now. Whose account you are crediting? Exactly. So at the time of credit. Credit happened first. If payment would have happened first, then at the time of payment, because whichever is earlier. In short, it will not happen. But if company decides to pay interest in advance, before that interest becomes due, they decide to pay, then TDS should be done at the time of making payment, whichever is earlier. Got the point? So what to do now? On 1st April 2014, in short, what government is saying? This 600 never belongs to the assessee initially. It belongs to whom? Government. That's why 2 TDS pay. When you deposit with government, then they will transfer to income tax account of X. Now see, this happened on 1st of April. Now ideally, logically, when should I deposit this with government? On 7th, on or before 7th of next month. 7th of next month. So on or before 7th May 2024, what entry I will pass? What will happen? TDS payable account debit to pay TDS to bank. How much? Exactly. Practically, you should know no things. And of course, how much is payable to that Mr. X? 5,400. So Mr. X account debit to bank. I'm not showing you that entry. When that happened, I don't know. That can happen anytime. This way transaction is settled. Clear? Yes, no? So this I was interested in. What is done with X account? Who is X? Payee. What is done with Payee's account? Payee's account is credited. So TDS should be done at the time of credit to the account of the payee or at the time of making payment, whichever is earlier. Chalo, nice. Go ahead. Done. 3 sections. 4th section. You were saying dividend. Yes. So dividend. Dividend section was useless till last 3 years because company used to pay DDT, dividend distribution tax, and dividend used to be fully exempt in the hands of assessee. But now what has happened? There is nothing called as DDT. Otherwise, I would have taught you. There is nothing called as DDT, and dividend is taxable in the hands of assessee under the head IFOS. So on that dividend, when dividend is paid by company, they should do TDS at 10%. Let it be deemed dividend of 222A, B, C, D, E, F. Remember the F also latest. 222F. 222F, buyback of shares. Hello, good morning. Buyback of shares. On all these dividends, there will be what? TDS. At what percent? 10. Star. You remind me when I forget giving star. 2 stars is okay. Have you? Shall we? May I? Go ahead. Anyways, you're not copying this. No need. You have this. Going for 194A. 5 stars. It is exactly this TDS about which senior citizens keep on crying because they have a lot of FDs. And on the FDs, they get interest. So bank does TDS at 10%. At 10%. While giving them interest. Means if bank has to pay 80,000, bank will pay only 72,000 and 8,000 they will deposit as TDS. Then assessees will have to file ITR, and if no tax is payable, claim a refund of this. Or these senior citizens can file one form 15H to the bank, and they can tell bank we don't have any other income and our tax liability is zero. Please don't do our TDS. Then they can pay full 80,000. This is very common. So this is what interest, but on what? Interest other than interest on securities. Means in short, interest on deposits or interest on loans is 194A. Why 5 stars? Because ceiling, see threshold limits. Threshold limit is, see, so it's important, so I will just analyze it for you. Section 194A. Can I say interest on deposits for your understanding? Interest on deposits or interest on loans? Is it okay? Friends, if I want to tell you threshold limit, if I want to give you analysis of threshold limits, because that's the most important point. Because percentage to you will understand. Percentage is 10. That you will understand. I have no doubt in that. Threshold limit, there are 2 points. One is payer. Payer means one who is paying is payer. Payer is who? Bank. Or payer is any other. Any other means other than bank. If payer is any other, do you know what is the limit? 5,000. 5,000 what? Per annum. So if interest payable is exceeding 5,000, you will do TDS at 10%. But what is this other? Other means I have given you loan. You have started business. So you are paying me now interest. Then you should do TDS at 10%. If interest exceeds 5,000. Usually when you take loans from bank, then also you are paying interest. At that time, don't do TDS. That is exempted from TDS. So whatever bank loans you are taking, on that it is exempted. If payer is bank, means you have done FD with bank. Bank is paying you interest. They will do TDS. But two threshold limits are there. What threshold limits? One, if payee is resident, who is given special status, special relief, don't trouble senior citizen. Threshold limit is 50,000. What? Per annum. And if pay is other, then it is 40,000. Just to trouble you, 40,000. Remember 3 limits based on who is payer pay. For this purpose only, I have given it 5 stars. Because transaction is important and there are 3 limits. Unnecessarily you will be troubled. See. CC. Interest paid or credited by banking company, cooperative society, post office. 40,000. When 40,000? In FY, and in all above cases, if pay is senior citizen, then 50,000. In all other cases, 5,000. Everywhere in a pay, you can neglect reading pay, who is pay. That's fine. Wait till you have understood. Who is payer is critical. in some cases, and 194 is best example of that. And read the last column also, when the TDS should be done. Now you know this clause, at the time of credit or at the time of making payment, whichever is earlier. Now I should discuss with you one clause, that is who is the payer, that I should discuss with you. And once I discuss with you who is the payer in section 194A, then I will not discuss with you again this category, like I did not discuss with you again at the time of credit or at the time of payment, whichever is earlier. Once you understand the meaning, I'll again not discuss such type of payer. So this type of payer is there, na? Is applicable in 194A, 194C, 194J, 194I, 194H. Amongst many important sections, this type of payer is applicable in these sections. I am not saying only these, I will say etc. But these are the most important ones where this type of payer is applicable. They are so important that mostly only these sections are asked in exams. A, C, J, I, H. C. Who is the payer? Payer is any person. Payer is except individual or HUF. So basically, two possibilities. Payer is other than what? Individual and payer is other than individual and HUF. Yes, he's a payer. Sigma, he's a payer. So your firm, partnership firm, you are paying interest on loan. Should you do TDS? Yes. At what percent? 10. If it exceeds rupees 5,000. Because are you following in definition of payer? Payer means what? Payer means deductor, who is liable to deduct. So yes, you are deductor. You are company. You are paying interest. Should you do TDS? Yes, because you are any person other than individual and HUF. But individual HUF, soft corner. Individual HUF, some soft corner. Otherwise, friends, no individual will start business now. If you ask individual, do TDS, then he will say, will I comply or will I do business? So TDS is a, what you can say, compliance is difficult. Means instead of paying you 6,000, I have to pay you 5,400 and pay to government 600. May seem easy, but as an individual I have to identify who are these people. While making their payment I have to do TDS. Then after doing TDS in next month by 7th I have to deposit to government. Then I have to file TDS return to tell the government I have done whose TDS. So this process becomes bit tedious. TDS process becomes bit tedious. And you might have to keep one employee for that. Or you might have to outsource that work. So compliance cost goes up. Again, if you don't do TDS in time, it will attract interest for non-deduction at 1% per month or part of the month. If you deduct but don't deposit, it will attract interest at 1.5% per month or part of the month. So headaches are there now. So they say we don't want this headache to be given to individual or HUF. Then sir, why you did not directly tell? It's not so direct. There are two possibilities in individual HUF. One possibility is that if their turnover is less than or equal to rupees 1 CR, where in business, when in Last FY, not this FY. Last PY, not this PY, friends. Whether you should do TDS this PY or not will depend on turnover of last PY. If turnover is less than or equal to 1 CR in business in preceding PY slash less than or equal to rupees 50 lakhs in profession, then TDS is not applicable. Then be calm, then TDS is not applicable because you are small businessman. But if turnover exceeds rupees 1 CR slash rupees 50 lakhs in what preceding PY, then what? Do TDS. Because you are good settled business, sorted business, you can employ people to do TDS. You can outsource the work and pay their fees. Did you get the point? Yes or no? So from next time, whenever I see this clause, I will just say same like 194A. Next, 194B. 194B will get 3 stars. It is simple also, important also. Because we have seen it from day one. Winning from lottery, crossword puzzles, card games, games of any other sort. You know that if you win such things, then tax is at 30%. So TDS is also at 30%. You know the fate of that money. It's going to be taxed at 30%. So why not keep TDS also at 30%? So 30%, which is equal to section 115 BB. Means rate of TDS is same as in 115 BB. What is the limit, threshold limit? 10,000. What? Per annum. Means one payer paying to another payee 10,000 or more during the year. TDS will happen at 30%. Any, so don't take tension. At the time of payment. Gambling and betting will also be included in this. But what will not be included? Online gaming. Because 194 BA is for online gaming. 194 BA is for online gaming. And again it will be 30% only. At the rates in force, which is 30% only for online gaming. You can give 1 star. BB. BB. Again 3 stars. Horse. Winning from horse races. Same thing. 10,000. 30%. So actually you could have clubbed 194B and BB. Everything is same for B and BB. But anyways, horse race separate limit of 10,000 and lottery winning separate limit of 10,000. Rate is same. Next, if more than 5 stars you can give. Most important, very important. Means it's like fixed. Question on this is asked. Fixed. 194C. C for contractor. Friends, C for contractor. What contract? Business can give what contract? If you're not buying goods, then you're into some. If you're not buying goods, see example, you gave a contract for what? For catering. Suppose we decided From tomorrow, you will not bring tiffins, you will not go outside. We will arrange your lunch. So, of course, we will not make lunch here. We will give contract to outside agency. Contract. Security agency, contract. Transport agency, contract. So, contract is mostly for services. The services could be professional services or services could be a contract. So those which are not professional services, they will be usually contract. Labor, contract. Security, agency providing, contract. Advertising, contract. So contract. So when you are paying to contractor, what is the rate of TDS? I'll analyze everything for you of 194C. Each and everything I want to analyze for you. It is so important. All of you are on 194C. TDS on payment to whom? TDS on payment to contractor. All of you with me? TDS on payment to contractor. 194C. See, understand what you want to learn here. Can I say payer? Payer is same like 194. This is our code word. Huh? In exam, so you will write who is the payer. For our understanding, payer is same like 194A. Then what you want to learn? What is the threshold? Threshold is interesting. Two possibilities. Single payment. When will this TDS provisions apply? If single payment is exceeding rupees, how much? 30,000. And if aggregate means sum total of payments. If aggregate is exceeding how much? 1 lakh per annum. So means what? Out of your batch of 30, 4 people got All India rank in CA Inter. So Prem sir is very delighted. He invites me. He invites all faculties and he organizes a mega party. He invites your parents. Mega felicitation. So at that party, he has to give contract for catering agency. And that is going to cost 50,000. He's okay with that. 50,000. Exceeding 30,000. But one time contract, not annual contract. We don't know what will happen in next month. We don't want and we don't know how the contractor's food will be. So it's a one time contract, not annual contract. One time contract. Amount is exceeding 30,000. Do TDS on entire 50,000. Clear? Second example. We decide to provide you lunch daily. It will go on all batches throughout the year. Each month 20,000 rupees is the payment. Single payment not exceeding 30,000, but sum total exceeding 1 lakh during the year. Any of the two things happen, TDS will attract. Any of the two things happen, TDS will attract. Clear? Now comes what? Rate depends on who is the payee. Rate depends on who is the payee. If payee is individual or Hindu undivided family, then the rate is 1%. If payee is any other, then you'll be surprised, 2%. These are so low rates of TDS. You can't do big percentages. Logic simple. Opposite party's profit margin is very less. So you can't take away much percentage from them. But still, you can't say don't do TDS because we want to know. We want to make the transaction white. We want to know what is the, see this contractees, no, contractors who are earning may not be honest people. So it is good that I do their TDS at 1 or 2% as the case may be. So that what happens? That government understands they have earned. Clear? This is your 194C. Very important. Clear? Can we do examples on this? Write 1 2 examples on this. Nothing special. What I gave you examples just now. Similar to that. Example. ABC Software Company. ABC Software Company takes services of LMN caterers to whom catering contract is given amounting rupees 2 lakh. Wait, don't say 2 lakh. Amounting rupees 60,000. Amounting rupees 60,000 for an annual event. For an annual event of a particular team. Tell me, TDS provisions, will they apply? Yes or no? So ABC Software Company means I don't know who they are, but okay, I'll define they are firm. They are firm. No. You should not check their status. Take service of LMN caterers. Say LMN caterers is private limited. See, I will tell you step by step how you will think on this. What is the thought process on this? 1. Tell me which nature of payment. Which nature of payment? No. Which nature of payment means payment to contractor. I am going step by step. So nature of payment is payment to contractor. Therefore, section 194C. Understood what steps I am saying? So nature of payment is payment to contractor. It is section 194C. Deductor. Who is the deductor? Deductor is the firm. So therefore, yes, because other than individual or HUF. Clear till this? So far so good. What is the, threshold limit is also satisfied. Why it is satisfied? As single payment exceeds rupees 30,000 per or single payment. So single payment exceeds rupees 30,000. Agree till this point? Now, who is the payee? Payee is company. You have seen, na? Payee means that catering agency. That catering agency is a company. So pay is company, therefore TDS at 2%. So therefore, please calculate TDS amount. TDS will be 60,000 into 2%, 1,200. So simple. Because this TDS of 1,200 will be done at the time of credit or at the time of payment, whichever is earlier. This 1,200 will be done at time of credit to account of pay or at time of payment, comma, whichever is, all of you, whichever is earlier. Clear? No tension. First example this was. May I give you another example? Another example will be in what case? It will be in the case of security agency. Security agency, P and company, sole proprietor. P and company, security agency, P and company, sole proprietor, gives service of rupees 10,000 per month to P Limited, for all 12 months in an year. Can you tell me what will happen? So please check every aspect. Section 194C, that's fine. Deductor is satisfied because it is private limited. No, deductor is limited. So deductor is limited company. So in short, deductor is company. Threshold limit is also satisfied. Why? Threshold limit will be aggregate of payments during the financial year exceeding rupees 1 lakh. So threshold limit satisfied as aggregate of payments during a PY exceeds rupees 1 lakh. As in given case, it is 1 lakh 20,000. Why it is 1 lakh 20,000? So one more thing, who is the payee? Payee is sole proprietor. Payee is sole proprietor. Sole proprietor means individual. So TDS at 1%. So therefore, finally, TDS amount will be 10,000 into 1% equal to rupees, how much? 100. Rupees 100 TDS will be done at each payment. Rupees 100 at each payment will be TDS from day 1. Because they know aggregate is going to exceed 1 lakh. See, actually, keep one thing in mind. Over compliance is better than under compliance. So someone can ask, what if after 2 months they disagree with the contract? No problem. At the most, what has happened? Extra TDS. No problem. They can take, I mean, TDS is not a waste. TDS is not a waste. It's your money I'm depositing with government on your behalf only. So no one should have. Are you getting my point? Friends, show some reaction. Uh, did you get the point? Next. Next, 194D. Let's go to 194D. 194D, half star, half. Give half star to 194D. You give half star. Insurance commission. Pay attention. Insurance, this insurance agent is getting commission from insurance company. If that commission exceeds 15,000, TDS will happen. TDS will happen at 5% for non-company, 10% if that agent is company. When to do TDS, you know. This whole next we'll have to keep pending for some discussion. This next is deleted from your syllabus. E is that IPL players, means, or even Coldplay band coming to India and performing. Payment to non-resident sportsman or entertainer. TDS directly used to means happens at 20.8%. Very unique. 20.8 including health and education cess. This is unique. In no other case, TDS is including health and education cess. Because these NR people will not again come back to India to pay that cess. They will not file their ITR in India. That's why we have to say tata bye bye to them after deducting their tax. Their source of income is in India, na? So we should deduct tax for them. That is the point. EE half star. EE half star. So see, I am going very transactional. What is doesn't matter. I am not giving time also to that. EE is half star. Payment of deposit under NSC. You have invested in NSC. From that you are getting some income which is exceeding 2,500. TDS will be at 10%. Forget it. G half star. G is what? Just half star. It is commission on sale of lottery tickets. You understood now why I am giving half star. Now why will they ask you question for a person who is selling lottery tickets? Probability is less. 15,000 is the threshold limit. If he earns commission, rate of TDS is 5%, but 5% is for payments which are till 30 September. Post that it has become 2%. You will now see after this in various sections till 30 September something, from 1st October something, amendment made by Finance Act 24. 194H 5 stars. It's a normal commission. Normal commission means I am doing business and I need some plant and machine which is unique. So I pay commission to buy that. So someone arranges for me that commission. Or another example, I want to buy immovable property or I want to sell immovable property. For that I appoint agent, and to that agent I pay commission. So that agent gets commission. When that commission payable is exceeding 15,000, TDS will be done at 5/2. You know 5/2 when I say what it means now. And payer is same like, sorry, 194A, and time limit is same like 193. So please analyze your 194H. Please analyze. Important ones to be analyzing. No laziness in that. TDS on commission. Commission, or you can also call it as brokerage. Don't say commission of salary. If employee gets commission, that gets taxed under salary. That will be covered in 192 TDS. Not employee's commission, third party's commission, agent's commission. So what all you should remember in commission? The payer. So payer you understood is same like 194A. Then what you should understand? What is the threshold? Threshold is per, when I say 15,000 per annum, it's between payer and payee. Means I have two agents. To one I am paying only 10,000. To second I am paying 17,000. So to whom I am paying 10,000, TDS doesn't apply. Okay. After threshold, what you should know? Rate. What is the rate? So it is now, how will you remember? It is rationalized. It is now minimized. So earlier 5, now 2. 2 is with effect from 1st October 2024, and earlier it was 5%. So simple. Time of deduction, you know. Clear? Go ahead. This might become important thanks to this. So what you will do, you will check when tax is to be deducted. If you find the date of deduction till 30th September, you will do at 5. Otherwise, you will do it at 2. That way. Next, I, 8 stars. Minimum. So we don't have possibility of 8. Give 5. V, IMP. Rent. Threshold limit 2,40,000 in a financial year. Rate of TDS, if the rent is for land and building, plant and machine, etc., etc., 2%. And payer like normal business payment, 194A, like same like 194A. And when to deduct, same like any other business payment, at the time of credit or at the time of payment, whichever is earlier. Please, let's analyze without any laziness. 194I. All of you, 194I. 194I, TDS on rent, payer is Same like 194A. Rate 10%, 2%. 10% for, yes, immovable property. 2% for plant and machine. Threshold 2.4 lakh per annum. What else you want? The time of deduction to you know actually. Anything else? I don't think anything else. Example. Example to you will need. So write example. So no complication of minimizing the percentage. It remains same throughout the year. Example. LMN Private Limited pays factory rent, pays which rent? Factory rent rupees. See, factory rent means I'm talking about its building, its land and building. Rupees, small factory, 20,000 per month, and rent for P&M. P&M means plant and machine at rupees 10,000 per month to last bench, to Mr. G during 10 months of PY with effect from, so understood now why 10 months of PY 24-25. You know why 10 months? With effect from 1st June 2024. Tell me, what will be TDS implication under 194I? Will it apply? Will it apply or will it not apply? Now understand. First of all, we are discussing 194I. Payer condition is satisfied. Why it is satisfied? Because it is company. I hope you will be able to present this in words. Payer condition is satisfied. Threshold limit is satisfied. Why? That's what I wanted to see. Threshold limit is also getting satisfied. Why? Because rent is 20,000 into 10 for land and building plus 10,000 into 10 equal to rupees 3 lakhs. So you have to combine both the rents and check the limit. Both are payable to same person, na? That's why towards a particular person, amount payable exceeds. Yes, yes. Rent 2,40,000. What happens outside is immaterial. Let earthquake be there. Be okay till the roof falls on you. Be here. So at the most, what will happen? Yeah. Small sacrifice for your nation. Partners in nation building. See. Thank you. So what will happen now? 3 lakhs means it exceeds Nothing of such thing is going to happen. Pay attention. It exceeds rupees 2.4 lakh. Therefore, apply TDS. See, understand, TDS on rent for land and building at 10%. Should I tell you overall? Overall was 2 lakh. So 2 lakh into 10%, 20,000. And TDS on what? Plant and machine at the rate of 2%, which is 1 lakh into 2% equal to rupees. But of course, you should not do this in bulk. You should do this in each month, because at the time of credit or at the time of payment, whichever is earlier. So I hope that you know that TDS shall be done on per month basis at time of credit or at time of payment, whichever is earlier. This is your 194 I, one of the most important. So either they will ask I, or they will ask C, or they will ask H, or they will ask A. Next, IA. After A there is I. Understand? For 2 minutes, I am keeping this pending. IB also I am keeping pending for 2 minutes. IC is deleted from your syllabus. Enjoy. I am coming to J. J again give 5 stars. I hope you understood why I came to J. Because all critical business payments I want to cover together. A, interest. C, contract payments. I, rent. Now J, professional fees. Professional fees. Fees for technical services. Royalty. Non-compete fees. There are 5 payments actually. Professional fees, fees for technical services, royalty, non-compete fees, director's remuneration. 5 payments are there. Count, count. Fees for professional services, 1. Technical services, 2. Royalty, 3. Non-compete fees, 4. Director's remuneration, 5. I have only 4 colors. Check. Why I made you count? There is logic. Why I made you count? Threshold limit is what? For each nature and category of payment separately. Means professional fees 30,000, royalty 30,000, fees for technical services 30,000, non-compete fees 30,000, directors remuneration no threshold limit. Means even if you pay sitting fees of 5,000, TDS will happen. Rate of TDS 10% usually. 10%. But when you are paying to call center, Means call center is giving you professional services. Call center. Your company has appointed call center to attend your calls. So what will happen? 2%. Engaged in business of operation of call center. Pay is engaged in business of operation of call center. Also, where fees for technical services or royalty, where royalty is in nature of that movies, cinema halls, 2%. At the time of credit or at the time of payment, whichever is earlier. And who is payer? Same like 194A. So we are going to analyze 194J. 194J, please pay attention. Can I say professional fees? Can I say FTS, fees for technical services? Can I say royalty? Can I say non compete fees? I know, but threshold is rupees. Oh, my bad. 30,000 per annum for each nature of payment. See, in rent, what happened? You clubbed land building plus plant and machine. Such thing will not happen here. And lastly, you have got what? Lastly, you have got your directors, not director salary. Huh? Director salary will go in 192. Directors remuneration, where there is no threshold limit, means even 1 rupee of this payment will attract TDS at 10%. That is the point. So threshold to be discussed in detail. Now discuss now rate. Rate mostly, usually 10%. And call center pay is call center. Pay is call center or pay is cinema halls. Cinema halls. Then pay ki payer. Payer is cinema hall for the royalty. 2%. 2% of what? That, of course, amount to be paid. Deductor is same like deductor is same like 194A. That's it, I think. Deductor is done, payer is done. Means that what? Payer, deductor. Rate is done, threshold is done. Example. With me, all of you. Example. Write example. Don't even think about break. Write example. Thinking about break is crime for next half hour at least. Example. A, B, C and company LLP. Is it fine? LLP is fine because other than individual HUA pays professional fees, rupees 25,000, and FTS, fees for technical services, 35,000, to Mr. C. In PY 24-25. Tell me, TDS under 194J. Huh? Should it happen? Should it not happen? On what it should happen? What it should not happen? So see, um, for professional fees, no TDS. Why? As amount paid is less than or equal to rupees 30,000 during the year. Clear? And what about your FTS? TDS will happen. Why? As amount paid is exceeding 30,000 during the PY. Do you agree? Don't do what? Don't do professional fees plus FTS means 25 plus 30, 25 plus 35. This is not allowed. This is the point. So see, if you do such visual things, it will click fast to you. One day before exam, you don't have to do time pass. You have to just look at this. You will understand that this is not to be done. This is not to be checked. Someone asked me that day, what are the tricks, techniques for studying? I'll tell you. I'll dedicate one session for that. So it all boils down. Now you are understanding. After understanding, it will come down to 2 to 3 revisions. Then it will intense to one day before exam. And you will feel tension. You will feel like quitting in between. How you should be motivated in all this process, that is important. Because see, eventually, if this was my first batch, then I would be least bothered with all these things because I won't have experience. But after 16 years of grinding in this, I know which student has what doubt. Looking at your face, I can tell you till what level you are going to go ahead. Everyone's horoscope, it doesn't need any rocket science. Just your behavior over last 30 days is sufficient. There is one beautiful story that I read. Very experienced doctor was there, and this patient, he somewhere got worried about. He read something, some news that if so and so is the symptom, means you are suffering from heart disease. So many years, this person aged 62 was living fit and fine. Psychology. He read somewhere. What? That so and so symptom, that means you are suffering from heart disease. Suddenly he was in small village. He said, no, I have to go to city to check up. There is some problem in me. Suddenly something started happening when actually everything was fine. He, wear muffler and all. He went into train. Something is going to happen. Heart not functioning properly. Then he went to that clinic. Doctor called him. And doctor said, looking at the report, he tore the report, put it in dustbin. He said, nothing has happened to you. He said, how you could be so confident? He said, the way patient opens the door and comes in and sits, we can judge from that. So as an you become experienced, you understand that what is going to happen. it is about vibes na, in that profession. So many times, like whatever model paper I'll give, from that 40-50 marks would come in the exam. People say, why? Do you have any connects? No need of connects. At one end, you know amendments. At one end, you know institute psychology of asking the questions. You can connect both. And you know the importance in the weightage. You know syllabus in and out. So what? Nothing can, I mean, you can easily guess all the things. So now that way, over past 16 years, I know student psychology. Some people will have understanding problem. Some will have retention problem. Some will have patience problem. Some will have, I don't know, means different categories are there of problems. So we have come with one model that will take you through all this journey till the end. Means I call it as three-step thing. What is to be done at first stage, second stage, and third stage. You are right now at first stage where you are learning the things. Second stage, revision. Third stage, one day before exam. And including on the exam day what to be done. Including what to be done in those 15 minutes. Which 15 minutes? You get paper in advance. If your paper is going to start at 3, you get it at 2:45, the question paper. Then you have to analyze. In that 15 minutes, what analysis is to be done? That decides your fate of next 180 minutes. So I have broken up that 3 hours, which is equal to 180 minutes. How those 180 minutes are to be planned. So you will get synopsis of all this on the last day. On the last day, 1 hour I'll dedicate to this. What you have to do ahead now. Once tax batch is done, what to do ahead. So that's why usually, tell me which, this is your subject number at your inter, not in the sequence of module you're studying. Means before this, which class happened? For you, any subject is done? For you, this is the first subject. Tax is the first subject you are studying. So most of the academies, that's what I'm telling you. Huh? So some of you, yes. So some of you might have studied, but for some of you, this must be first subject. I'm sure that this must be first subject for many of you. So that's what academies does mostly. They take it as first subject. Because so that I can guide students on the journey ahead. I know those who have Jan exam, for them this must be first subject. For those who have September exams, this must be fourth or fifth subject that they are doing, because it's obvious. Because we are taking only one batch in a year here. So yes, mostly, but we'll try to tap maximum students where tax is first subject. So now you know the intensity level. It cannot go beyond this. You can tax at the highest intensity level. Okay, I'm not comparing, but now you know one pattern that okay, this way these things can happen. Okay, so in short, benchmark it is. Now it is both the numbers plus law. You have got both. You have got flavor of both. Now in costing, there are either pure numbers, in accounts, pure numbers, but now accounting standards are also there. That's a different game. Audit, no numbers, but law, and law, no numbers. So in short, this was mixture. Okay. So now things cannot go beyond this. So I'll tell you one map. Those who have Jan exams, to them also it will be very much applicable. Those who have September, you must be somewhere in mid now. So I will tell you what to do in both cases. Okay, but last day, remind me, this will happen on 17th. Okay. So this type of visuals help you one day before exam. I call it ODB pattern. One day before exam, you just have to connect with the subject. How to connect? Look at such tables, charts, diagrams, visuals. You should be able to connect. One day before exam, no fresh notes. Don't refer to any new notes. Your friend said, no, this is working well. It's working well for him, her. Because from day one, they have referred that. At last moment, you will not understand single word from new notes. What you have done from beginning, that only will matter. If anything you feel more is to be done, do it now, not in the last stage. Right? Last stage is just confidence builder and reconnection phase, not new connection. Okay, whatever extra sums, new connections you want to make now. Okay, you have so much resource on YouTube, what to use, what not to use. Because if you just put tax revision, you will get 1,000 videos. Now, are you having time to watch all those 1,000? Then which to select? Many things are there, or whether to at all do that thing, that itself is question. So I don't think you will need to do those things if I guide you properly. So just remind me if I forget to guide you on 17th of April. I'll guide you. Okay. So for every subject you will find resources on YouTube. Now how much to use, how to use, whether to use or not, we'll discuss that. Because it's double-edged sword, na, these days. See, 194, J is almost done. One more example pending. For what? What is happening here? It is tired. I am most energetic. Okay. So, write P, Q, R, private, limited. PQR, private, limited, paid directors sitting fees. Which fees? Sitting fees to Mr. P amounting rupees 12,000 during PY 24-25. What do you think? TDS will happen or not happen? Yes or no? TDS will happen or not happen? Friends, what non-cooperation movement is this? TDS will happen or not happen? Then I also have ways to non-cooperate. TDS will happen. Why? As no threshold limit with respect to directors remuneration. Clear? So let it be less than 30,000. Doesn't matter. TDS will happen. TDS at 10%. That is rupees 1,200. J is done. Congratulations. A, C, H, I, J. Five most important for businesses. Almost we'll consolidate and end the session. This we are keeping 194K you can tick. You can give 1 star, tick it, leave it. It is like you had dividend now. You had dividend in case of companies. You have income on units of mutual funds. Mutual fund units in excess of 5,000. TDS will be at 10%. Leave it. Forget it. 1 star. LA. LA 1 star. What is LA? That compulsory acquisition, you have seen the government can compulsory acquire your land. If government compulsorily acquires your land and pays you exceeding 2.5 lakhs, then TDS will be at 10%. Okay, then P will do in M will do in next phase, N will do in next phase, means next session. O we will do, O is not there now, I think it's deleted. O you can delete. P we will do in next phase, Q we will do in next phase, R we will do in next phase. Fine, so have you understood all the provisions that we discussed till now? I hope so. These are ILUs. Hello. This ILU is pending. This ILU is on 194 IB. This is pending. Go to ILU 2. ILU 2, read it, leave it. You should be able to answer it. XYZ Limited makes payment of 28,000 to Mr. Ganesh towards professional services and another payment of 25,000 to him only towards FTS. Isn't it similar? Yes, similar question. So overall it's exceeding 30, but individual nature of payment, it is not exceeding 30,000. So what is the solution? Fantastic. No TDS. This is institute's question. Do you want solution to be read? 194J would not get attracted as 30,000 is applicable for professional fees and FTS separately. Here, and of course it is assumed that no other payment is done to him. Sharma 194P's example pending. Next, Gupta 194Q pending. I think that's it. I think we should consolidate things which we have done and then complete this session. Consolidate means what? Can I say TDS on various business payments? Can I say TDS on various business payments? What business payments? Think from beginning which were the business payments, which are very, what you can say, regular business payments, not okay. So you will say others are also business, yes, but regular business payments, they could be 193, 194. 193, 194 is if you are a company and you are paying interest on securities, interest on, acha, but who will do 192 also will do. 192 is what? Salaries. 192 is salaries. 193, 194 is interest on securities slash dividend. I have taken them together. One is on debentures, one is on equity shares or preference shares. Next, 194A. If you have taken other loan, then interest on that loan. So interest on loans, deposits, interest on loans, deposits, but which loan not covered? Bank loans are not covered. Interest on bank loans is not covered. So that is 194A. Then 194C. C for Contractor. Yes. Then next, friends, A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H. H for I don't know, commission. I, I is rent, and J is professional fees. That's it, no? J is professional fees. Remember, what is common? No, no, in 194 A, C, H, I, J. Forget 193, 194. Yes, payer is common. Payer is common. You know who is payer. And percentages, if I can write quickly. In 194 A, percentages 10. In interest on securities and dividend, it is again 10. Contractor, it is depending on pay 1%, 2%. You know, when 1, 2. Commission, it is 5, and now it has become 2. So can I do like this? 5 has come down to 2. Rent, it is 10%, 2%. Professional fees, commonly 10%. So you should not have that complaint that we are not able to remember the percentages. At one glance, you have the percentages. And take one different color and write thresholds. When businessman is making payments, threshold is 5,000. For contractor, 30,000 slash 1 lakh. You know detailing. When 30,000, when 1 lakh. Commission 15,000. I 2.4 lakhs. Professional fees 30,000 each. If you can write that word each, that will be fantastic. So see, this way we can easily consolidate the things. One 92 was unique. 192 TDS is equal to tax payable. So 192, 193. No important one we have missed in this. Okay. So that's it for this session. In next session, we will first do what is the due date of paying this tax, which already you know, by 7th of next month. Interest calculation we'll see. If you make delay in payment, and if you make delay in deduction, different interest, delay in payment, different interest, that will do. So first thing we'll do that. Then we will go to other pending section. Pending section like 194 IB, IC, 194Q, 194P, 194M, 194N. You will understand. They are for very unique things. So we'll do that in the next session. Apart from that, in this session, you also understood advanced tax. Don't forget, we started our discussion with advanced tax. So next session, will be dedicated to what I told you just now. Then next to next session, which will be today only, it will be dedicated to one to two questions of advanced tax, which will have lottery winnings, which will have capital gains, such questions. And then don't forget, we have to do TCS also. Advanced tax, TDS, TCS. Don't forget. So today's whole day is dedicated to this only. Today maybe we will not get time for MCQs. Till 4 this only will go on. Okay? Chalo. Thank you. Bye-bye. Take care. See you at what time? That's important. What? Today's one or tomorrow's? Tell that also. So it's 11:55 almost. Assume 12. Take break of. You want to have lunch now only? Take break of 45 minutes. See you at 12:45. No? Then 12:30. Then another lunch break you want. Then difficult. If you want lunch break, then this break will be 15 minutes. You decide what to do. Tell me quickly. I don't mind anything. If we assume that it's 12 now, till 12:15 you take break. Then 12:15 to 1:30 we'll take class. Then 1:30 to 2 you take break. Or 2:15. Then 2:15 to 4. Which option you want? Huh? Okay, so I'll give you my decision now. I'll see you at 12:15. 12:15. Then let's continue. Thank you.